My name's Jennifer Penrose, and I wanted to talk to you about preseason baseline concussion testing. And right now, that is what's going on in the background. He's going through some of the balance tests that happen during the testing. And right now, standing with one foot in front of the other, eyes closed. The device, the phone he's holding against his chest, the iPhone and Android devices both have calibration sensors in them, so it can detect the amount of sway. And that is why it's called the Sway medical app. So it takes them through a series of balance testing, and they get practice and then repeated trials to get an average. And then that data, as a baseline, we know what that athlete can do. So if they do have a concussion later on in the season, we can compare it to what they did when they didn't have the concussion. It goes through a series of balance tests, and then there's a series of tests where there's some memory. If you remember that game called Simon, where the red light would light up and yellow, blue, green, and you'd have to do it in the right order. It's similar to that. It'll go through some squares that light up, and then you've got to recall that and do it in the right order. It also has some reaction time things that the athlete has to do with the phone, and it's very sensitive to the movement of the device when they need to respond to what's asked on the screen. So some reaction time, some memory, impulse control, and balance testing, as well as it goes through a symptom checklist too in Sway to ask about headache and fatigue and dizziness and things of symptoms for concussions. So it is pretty thorough.
I'm pretty good at this.
The baseline testing takes about 20 minutes. When we do a large group of athletes, we just line them up and they go through the instructions on the phone. We definitely give them some instructions ahead of time as well, but they will need some sort of device because that is what is being used to test them through all these cognitive and balance testing. And we look at the data afterwards and can determine if something was a little amiss and if the athlete needs to retest a certain section. So we definitely look at the data to make sure we got good data. And this will just help us get the athlete back to playing the sport faster, more accurately, and safely. So it is a reliable tool. It is what professional athletes use it, colleges use it. We'd like to see all the young athletes in our community have access to that. So we can certainly come and test a whole team at once and make it real accessible on site, on the field, and be a very reasonable price to have the whole team tested. So very convenient. So that is what it is. As you can see, he keeps going through a couple different types of balance tests. And again, he's holding that device to his sternum real closely, and those sensors are recording his micro movements, and then we can compare that later if he should have a concussion, how close is he to his baseline to go back to playing. Same with the reaction time testing that is done, same with the memory tests and kind of the cognitive function, and impulse control is another one. So all of that data together can help us see how the brain is functioning and recovering after a concussion and give you confidence of, okay, this athlete has recovered and can go back to playing. So a powerful tool. We want to make it accessible, affordable, and implement easy on the sideline right where you practice and perform. Thanks so much. Reach out to Penrose Physical Therapy. We are in Lacey, Washington. Website is penrosept.com, and we have a free report on concussions, tips to help recover, and what baseline testing is all about. So check that out. Thanks.